And welcome to Part-Time Nerd with me, your host, Alan. And we are back for part two of our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie watching marathon ranking reaction extravaganza. And joining me again is Mr. Ryan Francis and Peezy. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How are we doing? How's everyone doing? You guys doing okay?
Oh yeah, man. I just spent the whole weekend watching Ninja Turtles. How much better can it get?
Same.
Awesome. So let's jump into it. We started with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. This came out in 1991, and on IMDb, it's got a 6 of 10. 6 out of 10, which I do believe was lower than the first Ninja Turtles, if I do remember correctly.
I can understand that.
Okay, so we got hot sports opinions already. You don't understand that. So
I mean, yeah. No, I know.
One over or 2 over 1.
2 over 1, without question for me. I'm sorry, but I felt like 2 felt like more of like an origin story. Like you really got the backtrack with the TGRI and everything. Like I feel like they really, the way they did that could have really been the first movie, and I feel like then it could have gone from there, you know. But this is what we got. In my eyes, 2 better than 1.
Okay. Francis, where were you sitting at over there?
I so agree. I mean, I had a great time right from the beginning with 2. Like, I just everything was more enjoyable. As soon as it started, I was like, all right, these are the Ninja Turtles. Like, versus the first one, I was just like, you kind of, I don't know, it just didn't feel, it felt off, in my opinion.
It was kind of like Marvel and DC. Like 2 was like Marvel, happy-go-lucky, comedy, all that shit. And 1 was like the darker, DC universe, That's how I looked at it.
But see, for me, I'm 1 over 2. And here's why. I just felt like 2 went too far towards that comedy side. Like, where you have, like, Leonardo wasn't really like the leader in 2. He was just wisecracking. They were all Michelangelo to me in part 2. They were all wisecracking. They didn't have different personalities. I mean, Donatello showed it a little bit when he was nerding out in the lab. But, I mean, aside from that, they were all kind of the same to me.
It felt like more like the cartoons like you used to watch growing up, That was what did it for me. Like I remember the classic Ninja Turtle cartoon, and like I felt like number 2 portrayed that.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I guess that's kind of what I was trying to get at with the 1 versus 2. Is like 1, I was just like, I don't know. To me, it didn't feel like Ninja Turtles, but 2, I was like, okay, these are the Ninja Turtles I know.
Okay, all right. So did you guys like the new April? We had new April in this one. Did you notice?
Yes, of course. No.
Yeah, I noticed.
Did they not also have a new Donatello? Also, the guy voicing Donatello was also different.
Yeah, Corey Feldman was not voicing him in this one.
See, I caught that right off the back, and I didn't realize that honestly until I watched it this most recent time, that Donatello's voice was different in 1 than 2. Then it was a totally different actor.
Yeah, yep. You had that. Did you notice the wrestling? Did you know who the wrestling star that was in this movie?
Yes, I do. I don't know if Ryan does, but I do.
No.
Kevin Nash, baby, Big Daddy Cool.
He played Super Shredder.
Oh, okay.
Just in body, not in voice. Just in the body, and that was actually his first.
Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Because he's like 7 foot tall. It's perfect. Great casting, by the way, for that.
Honestly, now that I see just his photo, I'm like, okay, no, I know exactly who this is.
Yeah. Here were some of the parts for me that were just a little bit confusing, like timeline wise, like where this took place after part 1, because you've got parts of it that feel like, especially there at the beginning with the Ninja Turtles, and they're going back to April's apartment. So April has a brand new schwanky apartment that's got 2 floors and all this stuff, and they're going back to there, and they've been for a while. But then when you go over to the foot side of things, it's like it's taking place right after, like directly right after the events of the first one, because they're all going back to this was the fallback point of everything. So that threw me off. So I was like, okay, where are we at timeline-wise? And no one pulled the dead body out of the dumpster.
No,
We just left it.
of course they did. No, because Casey knows when he pulled that trigger, it was like a nonchalant, like oops, like no one really saw what he's doing. He was just kind of casually, was like oops, and walked away. Like we don't really think that anyone even saw that, except for the Ninja Turtles, of course, who were on the roof when he, crushed them. But other than that, no, I bet you the truck just drove off. The police probably towed the damn thing away. They had to have, right? I don't know how they got back on the road. Someone must have took it out after it got towed. Right, because the company wants their truck back. I don't know. There's a lot of discrepancies now that I'm saying this out loud, but it also could be. I don't know.
And what'd you guys think of Kino?
See, I thought Kino was great. That's the one thing I really like the open to this movie because, and I think he made it. I think the dude's a great actor. But I really like the open. With the whole ninja sausage and they're fighting and like the little. Underground strip mall or whatever it is that they were in. Like I thought that whole thing was dope. I get so excited and I get worked up talking about this because it's literally one of my favorite movies, number 2. I don't know why. It's just so great. I do agree with you though, because it does feel like it took place so soon after 1. Like how the fuck did April get that brand new like a penthouse gimmick in like what felt like maybe a month to a few weeks time?
Now, her old place burned down, so she didn't have anything. So she had to get all new stuff. Like
that shit was finished and everything.
Yeah. Francis, what do you got?
I mean, I loved the opening too. Like, again, as soon as it started, well, it's probably my environment too. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, by the way, Saturday, we're sitting down, we're watching 2 Ninja Turtle movies, and I'm going to order pizza. I was like, this is just what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So she gets home, we order the pizza, I get the pizza, I have my pizza, my beer, and we're watching Ninja Turtles. Of course, it starts off, everybody's eating a slice of pizza.
That's the whole thing.
And then then it cuts to commercial because I'm watching HBO through HBO, and the commercials, they're pizza commercials.
Wow.
I loved it. I was like, I'm involved in this within minutes. But yeah, and then just like going down and just I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. It's so great.
Plus the whole end was just amazing. I mean, you got that whole end scene with the in the club and everything was great.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I see the look on your face. It's like
Alan's face.
Not amused, bro. But like for me, I was like, this is dope.
It was so great.
Vanilla Ice dancing on stage and shit.
Okay, you're doing all that. Okay, cool. It's part of the show. All right. Here's where you lose me with the end. When you get Super Shredder, right? And his only course of action is to attempt for the murder-suicide of tearing down the dock and taking himself down along with them. Like, that's your only course of action. You're now even more of a badass than you were before because now you're Super Shredder. They couldn't beat you when you were regular Shredder. But let me just, you know what? I'm taking you down.
Well, let me say this, right? I don't mean to cut you off, right? I know you were about to say something, but listen, I don't think, first off, when you get oozed, like right off the rip, like I doubt highly that you're thinking rationally. Like, let me be the first thing. Let me come up with a fucking plan. No, this motherfucker had roid rage, bro. Roid rage. He goes, he comes in 7 feet tall now. The claws somehow magically grew to Wolverine size. I have no clue how that works. How does the ooze mutate metal? It's another conversation we'll talk about. This is some more stoner shit. But honestly, you think when he came out of that roid rage, he's thinking of a plan? No, all he wants to do is Hulk smash everything. Like that was it. And that's what he did.
He gets all jacked up. He has another suit that's got the Super Shredder suit. So he puts that on. So he's fully conscious and aware of everything that's going on.
And he changes wardrobe at the same time.
Right.
Gotta get that wardrobe change, bro. Got it.
But then murder-suicide comes right after that because I gotta look good about doing it.
And the Turtles even said, dude, you're gonna kill us all. He's like, I don't care.
No, I was actually, that was exactly what I was going to say. Was like, dude just got like all the ooze inside of him. Like, there ain't no way he's thinking. Nah. He's just all jacked up and he's just thinking, I don't give a shit, what do I do? Like, I'm just gonna destroy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was I enjoyed the movie. Don't get me wrong. I definitely enjoyed it.
Sounds like it.
But there's
Like
just some
Super
things
Viagra. That's what
that I was
Ooze is.
just like
Super
the
Viagra.
the pantyhose gang at the beginning of the movie. Like
I
there's
mean,
like
that's classic
there's-
bad guy, dude.
there's like 60 of them wearing pantyhose.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught. Of course you're gonna mask up. That's classic gangsta. Everybody knows that.
And
Especially pantyhose. That's cheap.
And the A kids you it is.
and Raphael, we saved the city. We deserve more respect. You saved the city? They were petty thieves. They stole things. They weren't trying to destroy the city or anything like that.
Maybe he's referring to Shredder, like just overall, like they have saved the city, you know.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking too. Whenever you said that, I was like, I mean, he did, save him from Shredder.
Yeah, you stopped a crime wave. There's going to be another one that comes right after it in lieu of the pantyhose gang.
On the pantyhose gang ended up getting replaced by the Foot real fast, anyways.
Really quick.
They were clearly the lesser known of like the criminals in that area of New York City. Like obviously it was the Foot, and then under the Foot was like the subculture of the pantyhose gang.
It's like you got the Autobots, and then they were the GoBots.
Yes,
that's exactly what you got there.
Yes,
they were the off brand of the Foot, and then also so like right after they go through this big fight, they come back. They're all excited. They're getting back to the sewer. And Splinter's like, were you seen? No, we're ninjas. How does he already have the newspaper?
I mean, I can imagine I had to have been a long walk back from wherever they were to the sewer. So maybe it was already morning by then.
It took 40 days and 40 nights.
I mean, I'm sure they probably like hung outside on the dock, like recompose themselves, dry it off, maybe got a slice of the way home. Right, of course. Like, you think I went straight home?
There was no dock because it got torn down, remember?
Yeah, I'm sure but still.
There's no way Shredder can survive a dock falling on him in his super form, but he survived a dumpster, a garbage truck crushing him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that right there is probably the best point you've made thus far. I'm not gonna lie.
I've made several great points.
If you can get crushed by a garbage truck, but you drowned, like you're a bitch.
That's the only
that
good
just
point
made you
you
look
made.
like a real bitch. Coming back from the garbage truck was great, like he came in all serious and he's like, oh, his face, he goes, he gargles every time he says anything, which is like the best part about it. Because the gargling in the mask, they're babies, or like that's the whole thing. Like, I just love Shredder overall, but then I do feel like at the end they kind of did him dirty.
Yeah,
did him dirty. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah. He deserved better. We deserved better. We deserve.
I
better.
agree. I do agree with that.
Yeah. All in all, I enjoyed the movie. I had fun with it. I laughed. But for me, I'm taking Ninja Turtles 1 over Ninja Turtles 2. And that's just the way it is, man.
But you know what? It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. You can't go wrong either way.
Huh.
Can't go wrong either way. The only problem I would have is if you said 3, and we'll get to that the next time we do this.
Yeah, next episode we'll talk about part 3.
And yeah, I got a lot to say.
We'll talk about that. What do you guys think of Tokar and Razor?
I just thought it was great. I thought the whole concept of the baby thing and like Shredder is like the best when he's pissed off. It's like the best part. And then let's not forget what's his goddamn name. His bald flunky. What's his name?
Yeah,
help me out here.
I don't remember.
The Asian guy that follows him around.
You're talking about
like that. Like, like he was so scared of them. Really sold. How like
what's
how
it?
was,
Toka?
Yeah.
Toka? Yeah.
No, not Toka. Like I'm talking Shredder's like right hand man.
number 2 man.
Yeah, the Asian dude.
Just with everyone at the dumpster and was like, "I'm in charge now. Who will challenge me?" And Shredder's like, me? Hi."
That's all he does the whole fucking movie. Yeah. And then breaks shit too.
Who was knocked out by all 4 turtles turning their backs and making a little sandwich out of him.
I would like to call that shell shocked.
And they knocked him out, even though they didn't touch his head.
No, sometimes it's all it takes, you know.
I
Just
guess
a nice,
so. I mean,
there's a nice smush.
I've never been smashed by 4 giant mutant ninja turtles, so I can't speak.
You haven't?
I have not.
That's an experience you'll never forget.
All right, guys. Last thoughts on the movie. Francis, what do you got?
What do you mean? What do I got?
Last thoughts. You got anything else?
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I had a blast. I truly did.
All right, Peezy.
Listen, if you haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the movie, the original, get out there, watch that shit. Go on HBO, whatever it must be. My vote still #1 of the trilogy, Ninja Turtles 2.
Well, that's all we got for you guys today. We'll talk to you later. Deuces.